class?
Hi, my name is Lynn.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Lynn, do you usually play games?
No, I don't. I don't usually play games.
Okay. Do you usually play sports?
Yes, I do. I usually play sports.
When do you usually play sports?
I usually play sports in the morning.
And who do you usually play sports with?
I usually play sports with my friends.
Okay. Do you usually study English?
Yes, I do. I usually study English.
Where do you usually study English?
I usually study English in the evening.
Okay. And where do you usually study English?
I usually study English in my school.
Excellent. Okay. Do you usually read books?
Yes, I do. I usually read books.
How do you usually read books?
I usually read books on my laptop.
When do you usually read books?
I usually read books on my room.
Okay. And when do you usually read books?
I usually read book in the evening.
Fantastic. Do you usually take exercise?
Yes, I do. I usually take exercise.
When do you usually take exercise?
I usually take exercise in the morning.
And where do you usually take exercise?
I usually take exercise in the park.
Very good. Do you usually go home?
Yes, I do. I usually go home.
When do you usually go home?
I usually go home on holidays.
Okay. And how do you usually go home? How do you usually go home?
I usually go home by coach.
Fantastic. Do you usually go to school?
Yes, I do. I usually go to school.
Who do you usually go to school with?
I usually go to school alone.
Where's the school? Where? Where?
It's on Liverpool Street.
Excellent. And when do you usually go to school?
I usually go to school.
Usually get up early.
Yes, I do. I usually get up early.
What time do you usually get up early?
I usually get up early at 6 a.m.
How often you get up early?
Yes, I do. I usually get up early every day.
Every day. Okay. You usually celebrate a party?
Yes, I do. I usually celebrate a party.
What time do you usually celebrate a party?
I usually celebrate a party at 5 p.m.
How often you celebrate a party?
I celebrate a party once a month.
Once a month. Okay. You usually take exercise?
Yes, I do. I usually take exercise.
What time do you usually take exercise?
I usually take exercise at 5:30 p.m.
How long does it take you to take exercise?
It takes me about 15 minutes.
15 minutes? Okay. You usually go to the supermarket?
No, I don't.
You usually go to the beach?
Yes, I do.
What time do you usually go to the beach?
I usually go to the beach about 3 p.m.
3?
Yes.
Okay. How often You go to the beach.